Hey guys, how you doing? I hope everything is well. Everything is good with me. Y'all, what is going on? Oh my God, I just spoke about this yesterday. How people is passing away, by somebody else's hands around Christmas time. It really hurts. Like, this is just crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, for anybody. This man, he's a CEO of United Healthcare. And to me, I think it has to do with something either with the job, because how in the hell did anybody know that this man would be leaving? He's not even from here. He's not from here. So how would they know that he was gonna be outside at that time of the morning, 6:30 or something like that in the morning, and pound this man to the chest? He's the CEO of United Healthcare. I'm on United Healthcare, and I'm like, people got shook in Manhattan because they're like, oh my goodness, no, don't scare us like this here, because tonight is the night that they light the tree. So I ain't gonna lie, I go every year to go see the tree light myself, because I love it. I love to see that, and it's always cold as heck. But anyway, I feel really, really bad, that this happened to the CEO, that had 2 children and he's married. You know what I'm saying? But this was targeted. Somebody targeted him. He had to be on the phone with somebody and said, well, I'm about to bounce, and, to know that, to lay on him like that. You know what I'm saying? To lay on him like that. And they were saying that, the guy, what he had on, and something about the backpack. The backpack was distinct. Like, something different about this backpack. Then they said something about Central Park. So I was like, he rode through. He was on a bike. He had to use a credit card to get that bike. You know what I mean? So hopefully that, they could trace it back to whatever. And they do have cameras at Central Park. I know they got a lot of cameras. Trust me and you. But it's really strange that somebody just knew that this man was coming out at this time. This was targeted. This wasn't like, a person was in Manhattan and just palled this man to rob him or anything like that. No. So they got to look at, who he spoke to. He was there for a meeting, a really important meeting. So, I don't know, y'all. Let's get into this here. Because, I like I said, my heart go out to the families. The family that would be hurt forever. Because he has 2 children and a wife. You understand? And like I said yesterday, I just said this yesterday. It is so unfortunate that, we lose a lot of people around the holidays. You understand? I lost my son actually on the holiday, Christmas. So it really hurts. You know what I'm saying? Even though I lost my son, I still put up my tree. You know what I'm saying? Because he loved Christmas. Christmas was his favorite thing. But it's really heartbreaking because now his 2 children is not going to see their father anymore. I mean, this is the best time of the year. And this man went over there for an important meeting. And this had to happen to him. Like I said, this was targeted. So I'm telling you, he had to be on the phone and talk to somebody to know that he happened to be out there that early in the morning. It wasn't no robbery or anything. It wasn't no robbery. So people were shook. People that was in Manhattan was shook because they like, oh no. Because, a lot of people from all over the world come to see the tree light up in Manhattan. It's beautiful. And they always have, singers and stuff like that. It's a really nice time. And this was very unfortunate because people was very scared. And like I said, I feel so bad for the family. My heart goes out to the family. Oh my goodness, I am so sorry this happened. This man came to our city and this had to happen to him. This really hurts, you know what I mean? This really hurts that A man came to our city, to the Hilton, to take care of some business for people, for low income, to make sure they get insurance, and he gets palled. Nah, this is crazy, y'all. We gonna find you, like, bro. We gonna find you. We gonna find you, like, we gonna go. We have to. We have to. They gonna go out so hard on this here, bro. You going down, and I want to see like who involved with this here, because this is crazy. This is really crazy, and it hurts because it's Christmas time. You know what I'm saying? He didn't go. He didn't come here for one no, just a little whatever. He came in here on some business to make sure people get what they needed. You know what I mean? To make sure people get their insurance. I'm on that. Believe it or not, I'm on United Healthcare to make sure that we get what we need to get. This is really hurt, y'all. Okay, let's get into it, y'all, cause this is terrible. Okay. United Healthcare CEO fatally palled outside New York hotel. They said it was a pre-planned target hit attack. I said hit. The CEO of United Healthcare was fatally palled in what police said appeared to be a premeditated, pre-planned target attack outside New York Hilton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan to this morning. Brian Tompkins, 50, was on his way to speak to United Health Group investors conference when the gunman approached him from behind and fired several rounds. Police Commissioner Jessica Tisch said at a news conference he was struck at least once in the back and at least once in the right calf, Tisch said, adding that the suspect was lying in waiting for several minutes. He was struck in the back. It's kind of weird. Many people passed the suspect, but he appeared to wait for his intended target, she said. Now, that's what they're saying. Like, he was at the Hilton, right? So, you got people that go to work at that time. So, mad people is like walking past dude. Like, what I'm saying? They walking past them. So, he's not messing with them. He ain't firing or, trying to pow them. But your target was Brian. You know what I mean? Was Brian. And then you palled him from the back. I did thought that he got shot at first. I guess they thought so. They said the chest, but they're saying here the back. And plus, to the calf. I don't know what kind of hitman was that. That was kind of weird. Okay. Chief Detective Joseph Kinney said the suspect arrived at the scene about 5 minutes before the powing and fired a pow at Tompkins' back. The shooter then walked towards the victim and continued to pow him. It appeared that the gun malfunctioned as he clears the jam and begins to fire again. This was straight bootleg. Like, for real. This sounds crazy. You know what I mean? This sounds crazy. I don't know about this, y'all. 3 live 9mm rounds and 3 discharged 9mm shells casings was found at the scene. Police also recovered a cell phone near the scene. Kenny retracted that the shooting appeared to have been a target attack. The motive for the murder is currently unknown, but based on the evidence we have so far, It does appear that the victim was specifically targeted, he told the reporters. But at this point, we don't know why. Tompkins, who lived in Minnesota, see what I'm saying? He wasn't from here. He wasn't from here. He came here. Was pronounced deceased at Mount Sinai West. His wife, Paulette Tompkins, said that he had been receiving threats. Huh? I'm sorry, y'all. I'm just like, I'm trying to figure this out. His wife said he was receiving threats. He worked for a United Healthcare, insurance company. Like, threats from who? Like, she gonna have to say a little more, be a little more specific. Like, threats saying what? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's weird. There has been some threats, she said in a phone call to NBC News. Basically, I don't know, a lack of coverage. I don't know details. I just know that he said there were some people that had been threatening him. She said police had told her it appeared the Powen was a planned attack. The Power fled the scene on foot and then on a New York City bike. Tish said he was last seen in Central Park. As of Wednesday morning, no arrest has been made, police said. Crime Stoppers offered a $10,000 reward for information. Police said the suspect was wearing a black hoodie and black pants and was carrying a gray backpack. It believes the suspect used a firearm with a silencer. Huh? Yeah, y'all. A silencer. A person familiar with the matter told the news. A food cart vendor near the scene told NBC News that he did not hear any gunshots, but saw police vehicles and 2 helicopters in the area. United Healthcare Group, the parent company, was holding its annual investor conference Wednesday morning in New York City, but abruptly ended it due to a very serious medical situation with a team member. Hold on. Hold up. Wait a minute. So, he came all the way from Minnesota to this conference meeting. And somebody in that worked with them had a medical emergency and the meeting was canceled. What that sound like, y'all? That's a bull, okay? That sounds crazy. First of all, it is very coincidental that Brian got palled and the meeting was called off because of somebody had a medical emergency. Yeah, they need to talk to those people because no, this sounds crazy. This sounds crazy. The company said in a statement that it was deeply saddened and shocked of Tompkins' death. But let me just go back and say this here. They said Wednesday morning in New York City, but abruptly ended and ended in due to a very serious medical situation with team member. You better be sick, boy, because this is crazy. So they basically came there for no reason. No, I'm saying like he got sick. I'm not saying that he didn't. This just sounds really, really weird to me, y'all. I don't know. Brian was a highly respected colleague and friend to all who worked with him. The company said, "Our hearts go out to Brian's family and all who was close to him." He was getting threats. He get ready to go to the meeting now, and somebody was ill and had to end the meeting, so he wasn't going to no meeting. But they said he was leaving to go to the meeting at, what was it, 6 something in the morning? They said he was going to the meeting at 6 something. You know what I'm saying? So he didn't know that the meeting was canceled. I don't know, y'all. This sounds really weird to me. I don't know. I'm not feeling this. They said Tompkins was named CEO of United Healthcare in April 2021, according to his biography page. He joined United Healthcare Group in 2004. He previously served as CEO of United Healthcare government program, including Medicare and retirement and communities and state. Yes, that's big. Like, he covers it all, because remember, United Healthcare they got all different kinds. They got some for retirees, they got some for Medicare, they got some for community, community and state. That's big. That's big. He was also the CEO of United Healthcare Medicare and retirement. This is so weird to me, y'all. I don't know. I feel so sad for, Brian, because, you came to our city and this happened. You know what I'm saying? But they're gonna look. This is Brian, y'all. My heart goes out to his family. This man did not deserve this. This is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. Come to my city and this happened. This is Brian, y'all. He came here and had to go through this here, And the whole thing is that he came for no reason, because whoever one of the members had got that was taken sick. So I don't know where Brian was going at that time of the morning. You know what I'm saying? Because they said the meeting was called off. So I don't know. I don't know, y'all. All right, y'all. I'm going to show you. The sun is in me. Yeah, y'all. So anyway, I'm going to let you see the news, because maybe they tell me something else. Because this here is really sad. Like I said, my heart goes out to the family. I feel really, really bad. And these children and his wife, have to, bring Christmas in without him. And he just came here for a meeting. That was it. And the meeting didn't even take place because somebody got sick. This is crazy, y'all. All right, y'all. Wait for the video.
I'm Vladimir Jutic. We're going to begin with some breaking news this morning. The United Healthcare CEO was shot and killed outside a New York City Hilton hotel this morning. This is what we know. This happened just after 7 a.m. in Midtown Manhattan. 50-year-old Brian Williams is the victim. Now, sources tell CBS News they believe this was a targeted attack. CBS News' Crime and Public Safety Unit coordinating producer Anna Schechter is following this very closely, and she's joining me now to talk about this as we look at some pictures that are coming into the broadcast center from the scene in Midtown Manhattan. Anna, what more can you tell us at this time?
Well, we know that Brian Thompson, he's 50 years old. He was outside of the hotel on 6th Avenue, shot in the chest by a suspect who was wearing a black mask. Police have described him as wearing sneakers and a jacket and a backpack, and he fled east on 6th Avenue in Midtown Manhattan, and there have been no arrests, so police are searching for that suspect. Meanwhile, the victim, the CEO of United Healthcare, was taken to a nearby hospital, and he died of the gunshot wound to his chest. And so we are waiting for more details. We're watching very closely. We have a team in Midtown talking to potential witnesses, and we're gathering more information, and we'll bring it to you as soon as we have it.
Yeah, I know, Anna, these details are fast moving because this just happened just a couple of hours ago. I know that we're also expecting a press conference from officials later this morning. So let me bring in Mike Alcazar. He's a former NYPD detective, and he's also an adjunct professor at John Jay College of Criminal Justice. Mike, I think a lot of people who are just waking up to catch this breaking news are going to say to themselves, look, this is Midtown Manhattan. This is the center of the busiest, most crowded city in America. How does someone shoot a person in broad daylight with all the gridlock, with all the traffic, with all the people that are milling about in front of that hotel, 6th Avenue? It's called Avenue of the Americas because it is literally the center of America some days. And how does that suspect get away so easily?
Well, this morning, as you can imagine, everybody probably is going to work. It's a very dense, city, so it's easy to secrete yourself amongst the New Yorkers just going about their regular work, going to work, doing their business. So I'm confident that there's probably tons of video surveillance that my colleagues are recovering right now, so that they can help identify this suspect. As far as leaving, there's so many ways to leave. I heard reports that he got on a bike. He could have taken off on a bike. He could have got down on a subway. Again, everything's going to be covered on video. So I wouldn't be surprised if they already have surveillance recorded and they're quick. They're going to identify him. I bet you they'll identify him by the end of the day.
Yeah, I think that the point that you're making there, Mike, is an excellent one. And I wanted to set the scene for people who are not from the New York City area, because if you're living out in another part of the country, that's what you're thinking. Wow, it's so crowded there. There's so many people. How does something like this happen in broad daylight? The point that you're making is that not only will there be dozens of eyewitnesses, there are also cameras everywhere in Midtown Manhattan, and in fact, all over New York City. So wherever this suspect would have gotten on a bike to get away, presumably you probably have cameras tracking his egress to wherever he ultimately ends up.
Absolutely. I mean, that's investigation 101. We're going to interview all the witnesses, and I'm sure there was a million witnesses there. And then we're going to canvass for video before the suspect arrived there, how he left, where he exited, and they're going to carefully track down his path of escape, his flight. And again, like I said, I am confident that they're going to get so much surveillance video footage of this guy, his face with the mask, without the mask, and also other witnesses that might have seen him. New Yorkers are good for the police, because I wouldn't be surprised if somebody even followed this guy and then later on come forward and give information to the detectives.
Yeah. Let me ask you about the details as far as the event that this gentleman was attending. There are reports that this suspect waited for quite some time. We don't know how long, but certainly more than 5 minutes before he opened fire on this gentleman. What do we know about the event, and how does the investigation change because this is such a high-profile individual?
That's right. So this was an investor conference, and so the CEO of United Healthcare is going to be a key person, a very high-profile person at this event. There would have been advertisements where a pool of people in this industry, in the insurance industry, would have known that he was going to be attending the conference and likely speaking at the conference. And so that's a very high profile target. In some ways, it makes it easier of a target for an assassin. And this does appear to be an assassination, according to our sources in the New York City Police Department. So the event was going to be an all-day event. It's unclear if he was actually staying at the hotel, but the event was being held at the Hilton Hotel in Midtown Manhattan, as you just heard. This is rife with people, but you know what? In this district, and I think people forget this because homicide numbers are down across the city, but in the theater district, in that precinct that includes theater district and Rockefeller Center, guess what? Murders have been up. Now, this is something different. This is high profile. This is targeted. And so the investigation is much more robust. You're going to have so many resources thrown at this immediately. That process has already kicked in. Of course, you have an assassin on the loose. So this is very fast moving, unfolding minute by minute. We're expecting a 12 noon Eastern time presser with the New York City Police Department. So we hope to learn more at that press conference. But for now, we have a description of the suspect. We know which way he was headed. And as we just heard, we're collecting surveillance video, and that is being reviewed right now. Obviously, his family has been notified, saw the news, hopefully was notified by the hospital before that hit the news. That's a chain of events that tends to happen when you have a high profile person like this. The events can get away from the normal protocol where the family is notified first before it hits the news. This happened at 6:45 a.m. So that was prime commuting time. That's a lot of people milling around, getting to and from work, a lot of businesses in this area, also a lot of tourists. You have millions of people from around the world that descend on exactly this neighborhood, hundreds of people staying in that very hotel. So it is a brazen attack. The fact that they could carry it out in broad daylight on the streets of New York City is shocking, but New Yorkers have felt a certain increase in violent crime in neighborhoods recently, like the Upper West and Upper East Side. We've seen stabbings. People are on edge here, and this just adds fuel to that fire.
Yeah, Anna, stand by. Mike, I want to ask both of you this question because, as you point out, Anna, this happened at about 6:45 this morning. I've been on the air since exactly that time, and the news only broke just a short time ago. So the question is, very early, almost in the minute that the news broke, the reports from officials was that this was a targeted attack. So for somebody who's just tuning in and turning on or logging on to watch CBS News 24/7, and they find out that the United Healthcare CEO has been shot and killed in Midtown Manhattan outside of a New York City hotel, but that police and officials are already able to say that it's a targeted attack. Even if we don't know who assassinated Brian Thompson, Mike, how are police able to say with at least some degree of certainty that they believe it was targeted?
I'm sure the detectives already went and did a victimology. This is what we do. We check the background of the victim, in this case, a high-profile personnel. So we go through electronic evidence. We talk to his co-workers. Did he have an existing complaint against someone, potentially this suspect? So with confidence, they can say that it was targeted because there must be some kind of electronic history, email history, complaints. I'm just speculating, but I would guess if they're saying that they've already investigated his background, the victimology on the victim, so that they can, with confidence, say that this was targeted.